In this video, we got the Shift DX425 from Coast. I'm willing to bet you guys have not seen a pocket knife like this before. The best part about this knife is that it accepts standard razor knife blades. With this button here, you push this down to eject and insert whatever blade you want. We've got the standard knife shape that you guys saw at the beginning of the video. On the back side of this sheath, it has a ribbon there, and it makes it easier to pull out your spare blades. I think this knife was like 20 bucks with everything here. I'll leave a link down below so you guys can find it if you think it's cool as well. When you push this button here, you'll see that this portion here pops up and also ejects the blade pretty easily. Every once in a while it gets kind of hung up on actually self-ejecting the blade. And I haven't decided if that's a good or a bad thing. It is very new. I just kind of started messing with it. And it seems like the more that I mess with it, the less fidgety it becomes. One of the best features about this knife is that it actually has a lock right here that you can throw forward that stops the knife from being able to fold, which is one of the reasons why I prefer an OTF. If you don't know, that means it's an out the front blade and considerably safer when you're doing different tasks. The knife can't accidentally fold on your fingers if the blade is only coming out the front. So I do really like the lock feature on this knife. We can even give it a little test. Versus if it's unlocked, you still have to push the release. It does not seem to lock in the closed position, which may or may not be a bad thing. It's always ready to flip open with one finger here. Of course, being mindful that your thumb stud is also the release button, so when you go to throw this out, the button actually gets pushed in the up position, and to release the blade, you actually got to push it in the down position, which I think is pretty smart because you're naturally going to be pushing up, which should not release the blade when opening this knife. It's one-handed operational here, just like that. And then of course it takes standard razor knife blades, which is probably the best feature of all. So if we got our Milwaukee Fastback out here, we should be able to put any razor blade in here very easily. Does it eject? Yes, it does. I'm going to start showing more knives and kind of EDC gear on this channel. As you guys know, we recently got into showcasing the O-lights. This one here is the arc valve with the UV light and the laser. Let's see how the retention works on this blade with this whole mechanism here. Good to know. I do think that I push the button while using this, so that is something to be aware of now. Let me go get that blade. You know what? I actually can't find the blade, which might be the difference of you getting your job done or not. So you're going to want to keep this with you in case the blade falls out, apparently. It's worth mentioning, if you have to use this in a situation, it's possible you could actually leave the murder weapon behind. And that wouldn't be any good. If you do use this as thumb pressure, keep in mind that you can push this blade. We really should have been grabbing it back here and giving it a better test. Well, there you go. That's why you guys watch the channel, because we test things extensively for you, and we're not afraid to break it. Let's try it again. There it is. Well, gentlemen, we might be returning this one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. We'll see you on the next one.